Hey guys, it's me Nicia with SD3 Prep Me, and we are getting into our state board haircut today. So step one, sanitation. I'm using barbicide and paper towels right here. You're technically supposed to let the barbicide sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, but for this video, I'm just gonna clean it up. Make sure your barbicide is one of the last things that you pack in your state board bag because it's going to be the first thing that you pull out, including your paper towels. Make sure that your barbicide is properly labeled. You can go onto the barbicide website and print out the small barbicide labels and tape them directly to your bottle. Do not show up to State Board with a bottle that says barbicide. So here I'm just showing you the tools. So this is the razor that I'm going to be using today. I also have a couple different types of shears. Those are my long shears, and then those are my swivels. I love those. You can use whatever is comfortable in your hand for state board. Do not go and take brand new shears to state board that you have not used or at least oiled and greased up. So I just laid out all of the things that I'm going to need for this haircut. Make sure that anything you open, you close. We're using a neck strip, a cape. We have two different combs. We have our hair cutting comb and a rat tail, clips, and then my shears and my razor. I'm going to do this on a curly baby because she was the longest that I had in the classroom. So bear with me, guys. So first things first, we're going to drape. I'm going to use a neck strip instead of a towel just because I don't want any elevation. Make sure when you go to state board, you have a mannequin cape or a child cape, a children's cape. Because if you try to use a big one, it's definitely going to fall. And once it hits the floor or it hits the ground, then you know sanitation. And hopefully you have another one. So we're going to start off with sectioning our baby hair down. I put her in 4 quadrants. So I section in 4 quadrants still, but I section it across from ear to ear, and then I go across the occipital bone from ear to ear. So now that I have that nape area, you see here, all of that is going to be done with my razor. This is a part of what I mean when I say set yourself up for success. Make sure that it's already parted, so that you know exactly where you got to stop with that razor. So here we're going to start off with our guide. We're going to put up the rest of the hair. Make sure you have a working clip. And when I say working clip, that's the clip that you're going to be opening and closing, moving it around all across the head. We're going to use our razor for this section. Pay attention to how I'm holding it because you do not want to accidentally cut some of that hair off. We're going to cut off at least an inch. This is our 90-degree haircut, so that means that each piece of hair will be pulled out to 90 degrees off of where that hair is coming off of the head. So I'm starting my guide in the mohawk area because if I ever lose it, I will always be able to find it. Sorry that said TikTok. I was trying to edit on there. So I moved up a little bit so you guys can see a little better. I'm pulling that hair directly 90 degrees off of that head, and I'm slicing behind my knuckles. I'm not doing it over my fingers. You want to be careful because if you cut yourself, you will have to do blood spill. So take small subsections, pull it out 90 degrees, look for your guide. Can you see the guide? If it do not need to be cut, do not cut it. Make sure that your parts are nice and clean. Your subsections are nice and clean. I know y'all saw that cape fail. That's because that's an actual person cape. So I'm just going to take that off, throw that off to the side real quick so we can get back to this haircut. We're going to pull out small subsections. If it does not need to be cut, do not cut it. Make sure you can always see a clear guide and slice behind the fingers. Make sure you're using a lot of tension and you're not being afraid of your razor. If you keep that razor angled parallel to your fingers, keep your hand nice and flat and open, you will not cut yourself. We can see where exactly we need to cut. So only cut off what you need to cut off. Small subsections, pull that hair out. We can clearly see where our guide is, slice right behind those fingers. And you can see the hair actually coming off. You'll start seeing an angle, and that's how you know once it starts to look a little stacked, a little beveled, you know you're on the right track. So now we have completed our razor cut in the back nape area and right up across the occipital bone, which is literally from the tip of your ear to the tip of your ear. We're going to take out our subsection and we're going to pin up that hair so that it does not get into our way. We're going to make sure that hair is completely saturated. So you want to make sure that you have a nice size spray bottle filled with water, because if you run out of water, they do not let you fill it back up. Pay attention to how I'm holding my shears, how I'm palming my shears. As long as you are palming them in this way, you do not have to worry about cutting yourself, stabbing your client, or cutting your client. Make sure you are using safety measures at all times. If you do not, you will definitely get points deducted. Make sure that hair is completely saturated, comb it through, and now we're going to get into our haircut with the shears. So we're always going to make sure that we are starting right here in the mohawk area using our comb to see where 90 degrees is. You see how I have my shears tucked between my fingers? That is so that I don't accidentally cut myself and I don't accidentally cut my client. We don't want those issues. Can you see where my guide is? Right there near the cuticle part of my nail. We want to make sure that we can always see our guide. We don't want to hide our guide because then you'll start making a new one. So make sure you can clearly see it and then just cut it off. Just cut it off. Once you cut it off, just drop it and you'll start to see that stack. As long as it's stacking, then you are on a good path. That hair is definitely really curly, so it kept trying to curl and wrap around my finger. This is a textured haircut. Remember that, ladies. It's not going to be just blunt cuts. It's not going to be straight. Once we get our guide started, then we're going to continue to go around the head. We're going to pull, use full tension, look for our guide, and cut off anything that is past our guide. Do not cut past that knuckle. I know you see me kind of cutting past my knuckle right there. I'm trying to get that little piece. But ladies, do not, and gentlemen, do not cut past that knuckle. We're not going to the hospital. Tuck them shears. Make sure you are pulling out exactly 90 degrees off of where that hair is. Use your comb to measure if you're having a hard time. Drop the hair and recomb it if it is getting, you know, curly around your fingers. There we go. Nice and easy. You see how it's starting to stack? See how it's starting to angle? Let's turn it around a little bit so you can really see. You see how on the left side you can see the layers. On the right side it looks very straight and saggy. We don't want that. So we're going to pick it up and we're going to look for our guide and we're going to cut where our guide is. But notice how I am still having it pulled out the same direction right off of the head. I don't want to over direct it. I don't want to add elevation at all, or I will have to recreate my guide. And we do not want to do that. Make sure it's nice and clean. Cut off any extra. Boom, boom, boom. See how that is working? We're going to do this all the way around the head. So no matter where we pull that hair out at, we're going to see our guide and we're going to know what we got to take off. Make sure you're cutting with the tip of your shears and you're pulling and drawing back so that you're not getting that fish hook in the middle of your cut. So here you can definitely see our angle. You can see where it's starting to bevel and it's starting to stack. That is going to be the look that we're going for because we're doing a 90-degree haircut. Tuck those shears. Be safe at all times. If you need to adjust your mannequin, adjust your mannequin. Move around your mannequin. Tilt it if you need to. Make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. We're going to bring down our next subsection. You see how those shears are tucked because I do not want to cut her and I do not want to cut myself. I was talking to my sister. She was in the room. Sorry, guys. Oh, did I wet y'all? Oh, I'm so sorry. You want to make sure that hair is completely saturated. With it being saturated, it's going to give you a good slip. You can add a little conditioner to your water and it's going to make that slip even better. I'm going to angle her so y'all can see her. Let's switch her around a little bit. So now we're going to go right back into our mohawk. See how I am angling this hair 90 degrees off of where it is coming out of the head. We want to make sure that we're keeping our angles correct. We're going to go ahead and take that up right in the mohawk area. So if I ever lose my guide, I can still go right back to that same area and find it and be able to continue with my cut. Make sure you are using small subsections so that you're not pulling hair from by the ears all the way up to where you are. This is a traveling guide, so that means it's going to go around the head with you. You're not bringing all of that hair to where you are. You see? We're going to pull that out and take off that extra. Sorry, my shears are acting janky. These are my mannequin shears. I don't use my regular hair shears on mannequins because they will make them dull. Little side note. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all see it? We like that layer. We like that curl. So now we're going to move on to the other side. Once you get one side completely done, just go right back to that mohawk area and start working on your other side. Pull it out so you can see where your guide is. Make sure there's no curled hair, no limp hair in between your hand and the head so that you know all that hair is being pulled out to the same length. See, we have one more little subsection left. We're going to pull that out directly where it is off of the head and we're going to cut it. See your guide? See exactly where it is. I'm going to hold that here with full tension. We're going to cross check to make sure that that hair is equal all the way around. No matter which way I pull that hair up, all of that hair should be the same length. If it's not, take off whatever needs to be taken off. You see, I'm just spot checking. I'm just looking around and see if I missed any pieces. You can do all of this during state board. You're cross checking. Just know that you are being timed. So I would suggest that you get the cut done first and then go in and cross check so that you know exactly what you need to do and where you need to cut. We're going to resaturate that hair. Now, mind you, this is our last subsection for the back of the head. We're going to make sure that hair is completely saturated. You need that hair to be completely saturated. We're going back into our mohawk. This is our last subsection back here. So we're going to pull that up to 90 degrees off of the hair where it is. You can see where your guide is, right there next to my cuticle. See it? right there. So I'm going to make sure I pull that up, full tension, and I'm going to cut that. Do not cut past the knuckle. Do not cut past the knuckle, ladies and gentlemen. Cut it off. Pull that hair straight up. Find your guide. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. I tell you, you're gonna be saying that song, singing that song the entire time in your head. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. Go on to the other side. Take out your subsection. Make sure you're combing it from the scalp. You do not want to just comb the mid shafts to the ends because you will leave hair. You will leave hair underneath that will be longer. Once you comb it out, you'll see it. So you want to make sure you're combing from the scalp all the way to the ends. Make sure that hair is nice and smooth. Pull it out to where your guide is and cut it. That hair kept trying to curl around my finger. So depending on which baby you take to state board, I would suggest using a straight one. It's easier for you to see, it's easier for you to maneuver. But I just didn't have any that was long enough for this cut, so we had to use a curly baby. So now we're going to get into our front part, our front subsections. You see that curl? You see how beautiful y'all, look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And it's dried at this point, so let's jump into our front. We're going to saturate it back down. Make sure it's completely saturated, or you're going to get a different length. If it's not as saturated as it was in the back, your hair will not be the same length pretty much. So I'm going to re-wet down the back hair also so that I can use that as my guide. See where the apex? That's 90 degrees off of that spot, 90 degrees off that spot, 90 degrees off that spot. That's how we're going to find out where our guide is. Our back part is already cut. So we're going to use some hair from back there and some uncut hair, pull it up to 90 degrees off the head. You see where my guide is, and we're going to take it off. Keep those shears in your hand. Keep that comb in your hand. You do not want to put your tools down. You do not want to put your tools down. Make sure they stay closed. You want to make sure you're using that shear safety. You do not want to get cuts. After your haircut, you do go right into blood spill. So you will have to imitate cutting yourself and taking care of yourself. So pretty much doing the first aid. I'm going to keep checking and making sure that my guide is still there. I can see exactly where that hair is supposed to go. I switched out my shears if you couldn't tell. Now that I done made that guide, bringing it up to my front, I can use that piece that I cut already as a guide. Take some of that hair out, pull it straight up, nice and smooth. We do not want to cover our guide. Check it again, make sure you see that little tip, cut it off. Yep, that looks good. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of cut hair, a little bit of uncut hair. Notice how this is the 90 degrees off of the head in this specific. So right here above the ear, you want to be careful. Make sure you have those shears tucked. Pull all of that hair up 90 degrees off of the scalp. You see how that hair is folded in my shears? That's because these are my mannequin shears. Do not take brand new shears to stay board. You want to make sure that you've used them, you're comfortable with them, they're not hurting your fingers, you're not getting any type of fatigue. I'm going to pull that hair straight out and cut it off. Drop a little bit of cut hair, grab some uncut hair, and make it even. Now we're here on the top of the head. You see how I am making sure everything is cut properly. I'm going to pull that hair forward. We're going to pull everything out 90 degrees off of wherever it is on the head. We see where my guide is. Can you see that? Right there. It's already at my knuckle, so I already know that I can't pass my knuckle. I have long fingers, guys, so it may be a little different for you guys. So you may not be able to take in so much hair at one time. So if that's the case, just use smaller subsections. Here we go. We're going to go into our next subsection. We're going to keep slicing it and we're going to pull it up to wherever that guide is on the head in 90 degrees. Boom. Take it off. So now we're going to move on to our last section. Take the clip out. We're going to completely saturate baby girl. Get her completely saturated. The best way to saturate is by combing and spraying at the same time. Force that water to go through that hair. Y'all see the difference from the sides? That look crazy, don't it? But we got this. Our confidence is there. We know exactly what we need to do. So we're going to find our subsection. We're going to find our guide, create our subsection. I'm sorry. We're taking some hair from the back, taking a little hair from the front. We're looking for our guide. If you can't find your guide, go back to the mohawk. Always go back to the mohawk to find your guide. I want to bring it a little closer so y'all can see it a little better. So we're back in our mohawk. We're going to comb it straight up. Sorry, little baby abuse ain't going to hurt nobody. We're back in our mohawk. We're going to find our guide. Can you see it? Right there on top. We got a little bit of cut hair from the back and some uncut hair from the front. You see your guide right there. You see exactly what you got to cut. Take it right off. Cut it. That's it. That's it. Now you have a guide on the front half of your head. Make sure it's nice and straight. Grab a little more hair from the front. Grab a little bit of uncut hair. And remember, this is going 90 degrees off of where it is on the head. So if we're on this area, we're not going to cut it straight up. We're going to angle it a little bit. Take some of that cut hair off. Cut it. Nice line. We got some uncut hair, and then we got some cut hair. It's coming straight up, 90 degrees off of the head where it's at. Look for your guide. Can you see it? Right there. Cut. Always readjust so that you're not cutting past that knuckle. And I know my shears are going past my knuckle because they're my long shears. If you're using like a regular 4-inch, then it won't go that far past your knuckle. Create a new subsection. Pull that hair up 90 degrees off of where it is. Way too much hair, way too much hair. We're going to take some of that hair out. Pull it 90 degrees up off the scalp. You see where your guide is? Right behind that knuckle. We're going to take all of that off. Get in there, cut it. It is a little more difficult with curly hair because it will curl and wrap right around your finger. Let's rotate the head and work on this front hairline. We're going to pull it 90 degrees off of where it is on that head, and we're going to take it Find our guide, cut it off, make that match. That's all we're doing is making the entire haircut uniform. You see that little piece? We gotta take that off. Take it off. Pull that straight up. Angle it to the front just a smidge. You see exactly where that hair is supposed to go. We're gonna bring it down a little bit so you can have a clear visual. We're angling this hair forward because that's how it comes off of the head. I'm gonna readjust. Pull that hair directly out 90 degrees. Take off anything that does not belong. Readjust again so that you're not cutting past that knuckle. Keep readjusting and angling up on that head until it is completely even. Every time you pick up a little bit, you drop in a little bit. Pick up a little bit, you drop a little bit. So we're back in this front hairline. Pull it out so that you can see your guide 90 degrees off of the head. You see how we're measuring to see exactly where that comb falls off that head. And we're going to cut there. Don't cut past those knuckles. Do not cut past your knuckles. Take a little bit off, angle it back up, going across the head. Stay with the shape of the head. See? Now our sides match our top. Our sides are going to match our guide in the mohawk area. Let's get that tip like right there. Take it, you see it? Cut it off. Boom. Drop it. That looks great. You guys did a great, amazing job today. I am so proud of you. You have completed your state board haircut. You did it. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and save this video so that you can continue to practice. Practice makes progress. I am so excited for you guys in this new venture. Let's check out how this looks so far. It looks amazing. You see that? It's beautiful. It's nice and rounded. Every piece of hair on that head is the same exact length. You have now completed the State Board of Cosmetology haircut. Congratulations, guys. I am so proud of you. This hard work has paid off. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Share this video, save this video. We're going to move on into being able to cross check. That's what we're going to do here. I want you guys to know how to cross check. So if you see any pieces, cut them off, y'all. But pull that hair out in every direction. All of that hair should be the same length no matter where you pull it. Get those curls. I know, right? Good job, guys. I am so proud of y'all. Y'all did such a great job. I hope you're proud of yourselves. Good job. Now, this is a very important part. I did not forget the cleanup. Make sure you're cleaning up all of the hair from around you. If any have flown across the floor, make sure you get it up. They will deduct points for you not cleaning up the hair, not making sure that everything is thrown out. You will have those two garbage cans. Make sure you throw everything that you've used in that garbage bag. Make sure. Sweep everything, wipe everything down before you let them know that you are done. Once you finish cleaning up, then you take that step back, put your hands behind your back, and let them know that you're done. And they can come over and they can grade you. Happy state board taken. Hope you guys all pass. I'm sending out passing energy because we got this. This is what we love to do, and we will do it perfect. See you guys on our next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you feel like I did something wrong. Let me know if you feel like I did everything right. Let me know how you feel about the videos. See you guys next time. Bye.